Good evening, good evening, good evening to my Cocoon family. Hope everybody's doing well this evening on this marvelous Monday. I hope everybody's day has gone well today. And I hope everyone especially had a great weekend this past weekend. Happy belated Mother's Day to each and every one of my mothers and my mother figures. Whether that be biological mothers, whether that be stepmothers, grandmothers, aunties, even sisters. There's some older sisters that carry on the mother role for their younger siblings. And in some cases, they are older siblings. So happy belated Mother's Day to each and every mother. And that goes for anyone who has ever watched over a child, fed a child, tucked the child in at bed at nighttime, or had to discipline a child for the purposes of making them better in who they are. So, good afternoon, family. Glad to have you in the building. So, no matter who you are, what capacity you serve, I feel like each and every lady is a mother at heart. It's amazing how many children that mothers take care of that's not even their biological child. So some shape, form, or fashion, you are definitely a mother. And even though they designated a single day for you all, words cannot express what you mean. What you give into this world is greater than any one day. I really do feel sincerely that every day should be Mother's Day. So I love you, and I hope that you enjoyed yourself on yesterday. Grace, favor, and protection to each and every one of you, my Cocoon family. I am Malachi, and I'm just glad to be here. I do want to apologize for not getting on yesterday. I wanted to get on and just say Happy Mother's Day on yesterday, but I was spending time with my mother as well. Good evening, family. Glad to have you in the building. So I felt like getting on today would be great, even though she's not physically here anymore, in the physical realm with us. I do my best to spend as much spiritual and mental and emotional time with her as I can. It doesn't take much. All I gotta do is think about her for a few seconds, and that turns out to be an hourly, 2 or 3 hour event. So I also want to wish Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers who've gone on and who've moved on. They may not be here with us in the physical realm, in the physical form, but truth be told, we wouldn't be who we are today if it wasn't for those mothers, even though they're not here. So we want to just wish those mothers a happy Mother's Day as well. It's been a lot going on since I spoke last. Just want to put that out there. If anyone needs to get in contact with me for any reason at all, you can do so at anointedminds@gmail.com. Again, that's anointedminds@gmail.com, and I'm Malachi, for those that have not had the pleasure of speaking with as of yet. I just want to get on and just put a little nugget out there if I can. I posted something about keeping on the other day, and a lot of us, we got a lot of distractions, a lot of distractions, and we all have a purpose in life. We all have a destination, and we all have a time in which we need to reach that destination. We got somewhere to be. We got somewhere to go. We got something to do. And a lot of times when we don't reach those destinations and those times in our lives when we think we should have, we want to say, our time is not God's time. And which is true for those that believe in a higher power, that everything that has already going to happen in our lives has already happened in God's time. So a lot of times when we don't reach where we want to go in life, we say, well, our time is not God's time, so we need to be patient. But I would really like to caution us to look at it on the flip side of that also. With all the distractions that go on in our lives on a daily basis, a lot of times God's time was at another time that we passed or we missed or we didn't do. If we want to think about Jonah and the things that God had Jonah to do, and he wanted Jonah to do and be about his business, and Jonah did everything but that. And so a lot of times we can allow distractions to get us off course to where it may have been possible that our timing was 2018 or 2019 or even 2014, and just God is just that kind of God to where he rerouted it and gave us another opportunity because we failed to pay attention and we failed to be about his business. So I just want to let all of us know and just encourage us to just stay on the path. And I'm speaking to myself more than anybody. So often we want others to validate us and validate our purpose and validate what we're doing. And sometimes when you don't have those followers, those particular people in your life, those cheerleaders, like I like to call it, we don't have those certain cheerleaders that we want to have, we kind of just sit. We kind of just sit like a knot on a log and say we're not going to move, and because don't nobody want to support me, and ain't nobody with me, and you know, nobody's encouraging me. I would just encourage you to go ahead and go on anyway. You know, I know that's a more difficult place. You know, we all would love to have cheerleaders in our corner, but nonetheless, that's your dream, that's your goal, that's God's purpose for your life. That's something that a greater power has you doing, and it's something that my old pastor used to say back in Mississippi. One day I came in for Bible class kind of early. Well, I thought it was early, but it was actually, we had Bible class at 6 o'clock. And when I went in there, I heard him already having Bible class already. And when I looked in the room, nobody was in the room but him. And after Bible class, I asked him, I said, well, why were you in here just, you know, why were you starting Bible class if there was nobody in here? And on that day, he taught me one of the most valuable lessons that I've ever learned. And he said, Malachi, if I was waiting on people, if I had to wait on people to get started, I would never start. And I've never heard truer encouragement or more profound encouragement in all of my years. Truly, if we really had to wait on people, it's a lot of things that wouldn't get done. So for that person or persons out there that feel as if they need a cheering section to reach their destiny, to accomplish their goals, to reach their dreams, I empathize with you. I really do. I can relate to that, and I truly understand. But that's something that may never happen. It may not ever happen. And what are we going to do? Just sit and wait? The most valuable thing that any one of us own is time. That's the most valuable thing we have is time. And while we're waiting on people to come with us, we're wasting that time that we can never get back. So I just encourage you today to not waste another breath on waiting. I promise you, it may not be the people that you want or that you envisioned coming along for the ride or walking with you or being your cheerleading section, but I promise you, the people that are assigned to you, they're waiting on you. They're waiting on you right now. And they can't assist you in the places you need assistance in as long as you're waiting on those persons you want to come along with you. You know, you're waiting on a specific group of people to walk with you and to run with you and to cheer you on. And while you're waiting on them, the people that are assigned to help you can't help you because you won't get started. And I think the most painful part in that is we want those people to help us so bad, but normally those persons that we want to help us, meaning they're not helping us yet, they haven't started to help us. Otherwise, if they wanted to, they would already be there. They're busy living their lives. They're busy fulfilling their dreams. They're busy doing the things that they want to do. And we're sitting waiting on them to come help us, and we're behind schedule. We're behind schedule. Yes, I do believe wholeheartedly what God has for me is for me. Yes, I do. I also believe that everything happens in God's timing. Yes, I do. I believe it. But I also believe that a lot of times we muff stuff up. That's just the way we do. Our thinking, our overthinking, our analyzing, our waiting for this and waiting for that. Well, the moon and the sun and the stars have to line up together, and I have to be a certain weight, and I got to be a certain height, and I got to be a certain color, and a certain credit score, and a certain... We got to wait till everything is aligned before we start. And my challenge to you is start anyway, and once you start, those things will start aligning as you start. As you start, and as you start to walk in the direction that you need to go in, those things that you're waiting on will start to align after you start. I think we have the order of operation kind of backwards a little bit. We want everything to align first, and then we start. When I actually believe that once we start, everything will align. I just wanted to give you that today. I certainly needed to give it to myself because I find myself falling victim to that same thing. I find myself having those pity parties where, ultimately you do want that cheering section. We're not going to act like we don't want it. We do. We want somebody to be proud of us. We want someone to be cheering for us. We want someone to agree with our goals and our dreams and support us. We do. So it's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting that. I do think, however, it hurts us in the long run because we never get to where we need to get to because we never start. So I encourage you today to just push on anyway, move forward anyway, go forward anyway. Even if you can't run right now, walk. If you can't walk right now, crawl. Whatever type of movement you can muster up. People say, well, how do you take care of an elephant, a big old elephant in the room? How do you get rid of an elephant? You eat him one piece at a time. You take care of it one piece at a time. Even when you're putting a puzzle together, you can't put more than one piece down at a time anyway. I've never seen anybody that takes out a puzzle box and puts all the pieces on the floor and takes like 8 pieces and puts all 8 pieces in the spot where they go. No. You got 1,000-piece puzzle and you're still putting that puzzle together one piece at a time. And that's how we need to do our lives. That's how we need to do our goals and our dreams. Put those pieces together one piece at a time. And I promise you that the help that's assigned to you, that's what you want. You want the people that's assigned to you. You don't want to just go get anybody that's willing to help. You can't just go get anybody. Because you'll more than likely end up double working yourself. You'll get discouraged. You'll quit. It's a lot of different things that will happen if we just pick random people to help us with life. I'll just say that, life. But certainly there's extremely better than an average chance of succeeding when we have those persons that are assigned to us. Because truthfully, there are some people that you're assigned to as well. You're assigned to some people. And while you're waiting on those people that you want to help you, you can't get started with what you're doing. And those people that you're supposed to meet along the way to help them, because you're assigned to them, you can't help them. So everything is predicated on you making the move. Everything is predicated on you making the necessary move. So let's make some moves today. Even if you don't do anything but take your thoughts, those 1,000,001 thoughts that you have, even if you don't do anything but just take a pen and paper out and start jotting them down, that's making a move. That's making a decision. That's making a step. You can't make all the steps at the same time. You just can't. Some of the steps that you're taking upon yourself, I can do this on my own. I'm sick of depending on people. Everybody keep letting me down, and I'm just going to do this on my own. That can hurt you as well. Good evening, family. Glad to have you in the building. That type of mentality can hurt you as well, because sometimes we take on tasks that's not even meant for us. There's a certain person with a certain set of skills that is coming alongside you to assist you to do that very task. And you're trying to do it yourself, and you're going to make it worse, or you're going to just make it just bad. You're just going to just explode everything. God knows what you know how to do. He knows what you need. He knows what you're capable of. He knows everything. He knows where you need help, when you need help, how you need it. He knows all of those things. So it may just be a situation where You just need a teacher. Even the projects that I have that I'm working on, the desire by itself is not enough. Desire is great. Desire is a wonderful thing to have. I wish more people had it. It's not enough people with desire. But desire by itself is not enough. Good evening, family. Glad to see you. Glad to have you in the building. We also need education. You know, my son, my daughter, something can happen to them, and I could want all day. I could have the desire to help them and have surgery. They need to go to the doctor, and I say, well, I don't want to take them to the doctor. I can do the surgery myself. I can have all the desire in the world, but if I don't have the education that the medical doctors have, it's still not going to do well. It's going to make matters worse. So granted, desire is great, but sometimes taking the first step in your dream or in your goal or in your life that you're trying to accomplish, sometimes taking the first step means just getting the necessary education. And I don't mean going back to school. In all cases, it's not going back to college, not going back to school. Sometimes it's just sitting down and having a conversation with somebody that knows better than you. Sometimes it's just a matter of saying, hey, can you show me how to do this? Can you teach me how to do this? It's just doing what needs to be done to make the next step accomplished. I was told one day, I was having a conversation with God, and God, I'm one of those people that I don't like moving unless I know all of what I need to know before time. Because I don't like making double moves. I don't like working double hard. I don't like making U-turns. So I said, God, I just want you to show me everything, and then when you show me everything, I'll move. He said, Malachi, you got a choice. I can show you everything and not the next step. Or I can show you the next step and that's it. Even if someone was to reveal to you every single thing you needed to do, you still need to know those things in a step-by-step manner. So even if God was to reveal everything you needed from top to bottom, if he didn't tell you first, second, third, fourth, fifth, if he didn't line it up, you'd still be confused. So at that moment, what does getting everything at one time really help if we still don't have the order that we need to have it to go in? So I was still like mad. I was still like, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't know what to do next. So I took it for me to be the easier situation to just say, God, okay, reveal the next step. Reveal the next step. At least, even if I don't know it all, when he reveals the step and I take that step, then as I continue to step, then he continues to reveal the next step to me as I continue to step. So I know to each his own. It depends on what type of person you are, who you are. But just for me and the things that I need accomplished in my life, I need a step-by-step instruction. First you do this, then you do this, then you do this, and then there's you this. I need step-by-step instructions. So that put me in a realm of having to trust him. And it was disappointing at first because, again, like I said earlier, I wanted certain people to come with me. So my feelings were hurt. And that's a very normal human emotion for your feelings to be hurt. Yes, your feelings are going to be hurt because it's your dream, it's your goal, it's your life. And not everybody is going to feel about your life the way you feel about your life. Not everybody's going to feel about your dream the way you feel about your dream. And you can't allow the way they feel about your dream to shake you, to distract you. It's not their dream. Hell, to be honest, some people don't even give two flips about their own dream, to be honest. So if they don't even care about their dream, what makes you think they're going to care about yours the way you want them to? So family, I appreciate your time this evening. I know it's kind of weird for me to get on in the evening time, but I just felt led to go on and say that. And like I said, to wish all my mothers a happy belated birthday, not a birthday, but a Mother's Day. I believe Mother's Day should be celebrated every single day. If she loves on you, she hugs you, she makes you better, and she disciplines you and she gets you on the right track. And I'm not just talking about children. I'm talking about grown folks too. I'm talking about husbands and brothers and boyfriends and uncles and all of those. If she pushes you to be great, even when you don't feel like it, hey, today's Mother's Day. You know, she kicked you in the rear end and made you be a better person. Hey, today's Mother's Day. Good evening, family. Glad to have you in the building. So let's go out there. Let's go out there and not take that pushing in vain. Those mothers, those sisters, those aunties and grandmamas, they push us to be great, even when we don't feel like it. So let's reciprocate that and give it back. Let's give it back. Okay? Wake up every day with the intentions of being the best you could be. Let's wake up with that intentions. Like sometimes you got to just wake up and do stuff on purpose. It got to be intentional. Like you already don't control whether or not you wake up. A higher power controls whether or not you wake up. But after God wakes you up, you need to be in control of what you do next. You know? Like I said, we can't spend our time waiting on people to do with us. We can't spend our life waiting on people. If we wait on people, we will never get started. We will never get started. Yes, that's painful. I got two shoulders. You can cry on this one today. You can cry on this next one tomorrow. You know, we can cry on each other's shoulders. Yes, that's painful when the people we want to go with us don't come with us. But we still got to find a way to keep going on anyway. Keep going on. Because at the end, when you finally put that last piece to the puzzle down, and you got that last piece, and you stamp it, you know, when you finish a puzzle, you hit it, and you say, yeah, I did it. Now what that qualifies you to do, it qualifies you to go help somebody else now. Some of us can't help other people in the magnitude that we need to help them because we hadn't finished putting our own puzzle together yet. Sometimes. So family, I appreciate it. I encourage you to keep on going on. Even while you crawling, keep going. Even while you walking, keep going. Even while you running, keep going. Even while you crying. Even while you yelling. You can just yell at the top of your lungs like you can't take it no more. And even while you yelling, keep going. Keep going. I promise it's going to pay off. I promise it's going to pay off. I love you. Enjoy the rest of y'all's evening, y'all's marvelous Monday, and I promise I'll talk to you soon.